Hello everyone and welcome to Captain of Industry. This is going to be a little remake of our tutorial series due to issues with the sound quality of the original one and a couple of errors that we can improve on as well. So we are playing the You Shall Not Pass map, and you can also use it as a tutorial series for how to begin with that particular map, as you have very strict restrictions on where you can build and how many trees especially that you can harvest at the beginning of the game before you run out. So let's get started. Right, first thing you want to do is click on the Abandoned Communication Center and click Start Recycling. Second thing you want to do, so these are your housing settlements. Each one has 70 occupants. And so we need to give it a waste outlet. So if we go to buildings and services, we want waste collection. I'm going to put that there on the side. Then we've got to tell it where to dump that waste. So go to landfill. So that's the Z key. Make sure that this is level. And I'm going to build a little jetty out here. All right. And later on in the game, we will use that to build our docks from. Now, whilst that's all that's happening, we can also lay down our initial smelting area. So you want a coal maker. So you're going to feed wood into this. And that's going to make coal. You need a blast furnace. And then you want a couple of metal casters. We're going to position it like that, and we'll just have a second one. So hold shift to build multiple buildings of the same type. Z key. Sorry, not the Z key, the delete key, and then you can just delete. Control C, copy to copy and paste, and Z for the cut and paste. All right, we are going to nestle this just up against the hillside. I think that will be fine. And then we need to connect all the piping. So you want to select the molten channel and connect these up. So when you get the two green connections, you know you're good to go. And same on the other side. And we have an exhaust pipe coming out of here. So we need to connect that to a smokestack. I'm going to put that over here. And then we just want a regular pipe. Connecting that up like that. And you see our coal maker also has an exhaust, so we need to connect that up as well. So let's just bring that over, and it can just come in like that. All right, so that is pretty much it, almost. So one more thing we can do. So you have a wood harvester. So if you come down and select harvest designations, you can highlight what trees you want to cut down. So I'm going to say just cut down these trees that are in front of our smelting array. I'm going to just deselect those just so it does the ones that I'm particularly interested in. And then we are almost ready. So what have we missed? Well, we've missed research. So you want to come to buildings and select a research lab. Doesn't really matter where you put this at the moment, so I don't want to waste any space. I'm just going to put it up here. And you can get away with just one of these. Two is going to be more than sufficient. I'm going to use two temporarily just to blast through some early text, and then we will Probably demolish one of those and just use the one. And with that, let's let time commence, and we will see our vehicles start trundling off to do their business. So we've got a couple of trucks. So these are saying, I want to deliver up to my research stations, but I can't reach. Oh dear. What do we do? Well, so there is something called Unity in the game. We set off with a stockpile of 5. It can accumulate up to a cap of 36, but you can grow that. It's based on your population, so as you expand your population, that cap will increase. So we're just going to say quick deliver, and then our trucks aren't worried about trying to get up to this plateau, which they won't be able to reach for a very long time. Now we have a research tree. So first thing you want to research is mining. Second thing I would go for is construction. You could go for power next, but I want storage. So we're going to go for farm and then the trading docks, which gives us also the storage unit. And then we will go for power and maintenance. Okay, so let's leave it at that for the moment. Now, if you're asking, why aren't you going for farming straight away? Because we have a pretty good stockpile of food and we don't need a farm for quite a while. Whereas what we really want to do is get mining as soon as we can. So here is our harvester. He's saying, well, I've cut down this tree, but I can't do anything with it. So what you need to do is assign a vehicle to him. And then if you have a consumer for the wood, the vehicle will deliver the wood to wherever your need is. And in our case, it is the coal maker. All right, so we can see here we are starting to make our first set of coal. Then if we come over here to our blast furnace, we have a recipe that's going to take iron scraps plus coal will make molten iron. That will be fed down our molten pipes very shortly once we have the coal delivered. We've just got to wait a few moments for this to get a full load of coal. And our woodcutter is doing a nice job. And there we go. All right. And look at that. We get our molten iron going down into here. And then from that, we are going to make the iron plates. There we go. Our first lot of iron plates. And we're going to need those iron plates for mining to make our first set of extractors. Once we've got a couple of extractors, then we're not going to need this coal maker anymore. And almost on time, we are approaching our first tech. Let's just get rid of those pop-ups. Alright, so we have mining tech done. So what does that give us? That gives us a vehicle depot. So that's where we can make our extractors. I'm going to put this down here by my docks. Just slit in there. And we've got the mine control center. Alright. So this area here is coal. So if we click on our overlays, you can see that. We have iron ore over there and copper ore along the cliffs there. We've got a water plateau here. And we have sand and limestone over there. And those are sort of our starter resources. We do also have a little bit of a small oil field here as well. So that's what we've got to work with. So the first thing we're going to do is lay down the mine control tower. I'm going to put this in here. And then press M for your extraction. So Z for landfill, M to extract. Again, I want this to be level for the moment. And I'm going to say, I want you to level off that bit of land. And I think we want to level off part of this cliff as well. Let's say cut that bit down. And the reason for that is we need to build a ramp up here. So we're going to select Z for the landfill, F to get a slope, then we'll just rotate it so we've got the slope where we want it. And we're just going to bring that up there. You want it to be too wide so that your vehicles can go both up and down at the same time, don't block each other. And that's not far enough out, so we're going to bring it back. Let's try it from there. That is looking close to okay. Probably going to end up maybe needing to. No, I think that's probably going to be fine. All right, so we're going to leave that like that. Get this built. So I'm just going to select quick deliver. And there we go. And one thing we've forgotten is our vehicles. So we want to build at least 2 extractors at the beginning. Probably going to want extra wagons as well. Then let's have a 3rd extractor and then a 2nd truck. And that's going to eat up our iron plates. So if you come here, we can see we need 20 iron plates for each of those extractors, but we're also using a huge number of vehicle parts. That's going to be the restriction for us at the moment. So we need to come up with a way to make more vehicle parts. So let's sort that out next. So what you want to do for that is put down some assemblers. So you can see here this assembler can make 4 different recipes. So basically the 4 parts that we need early on. Now, where do you want to build these? I would build these out of the way to begin with, because in the future you're going to want to sort of create your automation chains through here. You don't want these to be in the way, you know, having to demolish them and move them. So I'm just going to put these up here. I think we will build 4. Just keep it nice and simple. You can probably get away with 3 at the start. Then we're just going to specify what we want to build. So we want construction parts. In that one, we'll have mechanical parts. In that one, vehicle parts, and the electronics. Electronics is the least important. We don't really need that for quite a while, which is why I say you can probably get away without with just 3. I'm going with 4. What we're waiting on now is storage. So that's the next key tech. We've still got 35 months of food, so there's no problem there. And how we're doing down here. So we are waiting for coal. So you've got a 2nd recipe, notice now, which is iron ore. So that came from the mining. don't select that yet. That has a byproduct of slag. So what you want to do is just use up all your iron scrap, which is coming from your abandoned communication center. We've unlocked the farming. We are almost halfway through to the trading dock, which will give us the storage. So you can change your priority here. So if you look at the little information, so general priority for workers assigned to electricity maintenance and unit consumption also determines priority for product delivery. So we're going to up that to P9. So we want that coal to start happening. We can also assign our extractors now. So I'm going to assign 2 and 2. This will allow us to disable or even demolish this very shortly. So if you click on your extractors, you can give them priority. So this one, let's say, we want you to prioritize coal. The other one can just do what it wants. It's not a hard and fast priority, so if there's no coal, or it thinks the coal is too far away, it will just dig up whatever's nearest your mine control center that you've specified. So notice we've got an alert now. Some mining designations are outside the mine control tower area. So you can click on this edit area and then just highlight the area that you want that control tower to manage. So you can have multiple ones of these. So if you want to sort of fine tune things, I could build a second mine control tower, and have one extractor, say, just doing this ramp, and the second one just doing the coal, and just specify those areas for each of those two mine control tower areas. We don't have the luxury of the spare resources to do that at the moment, so let's not worry about it. Alright, we've got the docks, so we now have storage. How are we doing for construction parts? We're getting a little bit low. This is all working again. So are we getting coal? No, we're just getting dirt, so they're just working on the ramp. Okay, so we've got coal there. So I'm going to delete this now. We'll get a few parts back. Don't need that little bit of pipe, so we'll just delete it back to there. We will connect to the rest of that pipe later on when we expand this facility. And let's build the storage. So got an icon here for storage. So I'm going to put a storage unit there. So that's going to be for our iron parts. Actually, I'm going to move that. I'm going to put it there. So you can delete something that's being built and you'll get all the parts back as long as it's not completed. If you delete a building that has completed, you get about 2/3 back, roughly. I haven't actually checked exactly how much you get back, but it's felt like about 2/3. So that's going to be the iron. And then we're going to have some more storage units up here. I think we'll go with, let's try 3 for the moment. Alright, so we want regular construction parts, we want vehicle parts. I want mechanical parts. Not going to worry about electronics for the moment. And then we're just going to wait for our stockpile of construction parts to accumulate. So I'm going to take a little pause here, and I will catch you on the other side in a few moments.